Hey guys, welcome back to Creativity and Inspiration. I'm Lisa. If you're new, welcome. I'm so happy you found us. And if you've been here for a while, you know how special you are to me. Today we are talking a journal. It's going to be used for storage. You can use it for every day. Has a really cool look to it, and I'm super excited about it. You can actually do this journal in like a formal way, which we're going to do today, and then more the comfy, relaxed, informal way. So at the end, after you see the formal way, and I'll explain that more as we get into this video, if you want to see the more relaxed, laid back version, just comment you want to see it down below, laid back version down below, and of course I'll do that version for you as well. Before we jump in though, which we're going to do in just a second, I want to share some awesome new gel pens I just got, and they're on sale at Amazon right now, which is amazing. This isn't sponsored. I'm just sharing a product that I got recently and I love. I wish I'd got them on sale, but I didn't, but you can, so I wanted to share. And I saved the packaging, but I saved the packaging because it's like beautiful packaging. It's a set of 16 Bic gel pens. You get so many colors. There's like 2 or 3 greens, 4 blues, a red, pink, 2 pinks, 2 oranges, a yellow. And I'll do a writing test with all these so you can see how smooth they are at the end of this video. But I did want to mention it now because, like I said, they're on sale. Of course, I'll link them down below for you. This is not sponsored, just sharing a product that I've used and I like. I wish I got them on sale though, but you can. Here it says extra smooth writing, true, smear resistant. It says quick drying, so it will smear if you rub your hand right over it, but if you give it 5 seconds, it's smear resistant. Vibrant writing, 0.7 millimeters, comfortable full grip barrel. Plus it has this gorgeous packaging with like the ocean theme, which can be used, of course, can be used in our junk journals, mixed media, all of that. And like I said, I just love to use gel pens in journals or in my planners, my calendar. I don't really have a planner, but in my calendar for my social media, I have 3 channels, so I like to write ideas for each one in different color. And these are great. I really, really do love these. If you use gel pens in any creative way, I think you'll like them, honestly. But anyway, like I said, even the back of the packaging's cool with the graphics. So you get like a 2-for. You get all the 16 pens, plus you get the packaging to use. Now, let's jump into this video because, like I said, I'm excited about it. Just let me know, formal, or do you want to see laid back version? Alright, let's go. Okay, guys, so as you can see, I've got a bunch of stuff right here, but first I want to show you the cover. This is the cover. It is a 6x9 cover. I took some photos. I started with the cereal box you're seeing. I cut it down to a 6x9, and then I just covered it in my scrapbook paper that I showed you the other day. Inside, everything was smooth except for the spine. I'm not really worried about it because you're not going to see it. If it bothers you, you can always fix yours. It doesn't bother me because I know I'm not going to see it. This is not a pocket. This is just, I wanted to bring the flowers into the cover, inside cover a little bit. So that's where we're starting from because I figure everybody's seen somebody cover a cereal box before. If you really want to see how I do it, let me know down below and I can do a video on that, no problem whatsoever. So here are all my pieces of my cereal box that I cut off and haven't used yet, which of course was the bottom, the top closure part, the bottom closure part, and some of the sides. And I used a Raisin Bran box because my husband used to eat Raisin Bran. He doesn't now. And we'll talk more about these pieces in a little bit. Next, we have pieces of the scrapbook paper that I used. And I have these little bitty pieces left over, which I saved. I know I'll be able to use those. And then here's all the whole sheets of that paper that I have left. And I have quite a few. So after I finish, I'll be able to give you a better count of how many I used personally. And if you don't want to buy and have extra, you know, you won't have to. So I'll give you all the exact numbers at the end of the video. I thought it would be fun to bring in maybe another pattern. This one I'm kind of debating on, so probably not, but maybe. I am going to bring in a bunch of different solids, and I happen to have this pack of purples and blues that goes perfectly with my flowers. So this is going to definitely be used a lot. And then you know me, I gotta have a little bling, and I just happen to have this little bitty paper pad that has some gold paper in it. And I thought I would use it. Plus, of course, I do have my gold washi tape, which I love. It sparkles and shines. I got 10 rolls of this, I think, and I use it all the time. All the time. So, great investment for me. I'll link everything down below. Except for this. This came from an estate sale. This, I'm pretty sure, came from, well, there's the, I think this one came from Michael's. This came from Michael's, but there is similar on Amazon. This came from an estate sale, but the gold washi tape came from Amazon for sure. This paper that I used for the cover, inside cover, came from Joann's. I'll link it down below, and I'll also link one from Amazon, because you know, if you get free shipping, it's just easier to shop from Amazon. That's why I do it. But I'll give you the exact store and then another option. So I talked about a formal and an informal version of this in the intro. A formal version has a spine in it that you don't see. There's no holes poked. So the spine's all here. You don't see it. The informal version is we literally sew in signatures. The formal version doesn't have signatures. It just has a lot of page pockets, if that makes sense. And if it doesn't, don't worry, it will in a little bit. So we're going to do the formal version, which has no holes poked, no sewing, and no signatures as we know signatures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make what is going to hold all my pages in my journal. Now you can make this as big as you want to. I like a nice handleable size. I have small hands. I don't have a lot of storage place, so 6x9 is like my go-to size every time. I can, if you want to see a bigger version, but in the more relaxed, I will do that. I won't cut the cereal box down. I'll make it, I don't know, I'll make it bigger. Or if you don't mind the 6x9, this is the size I would rather work with. So we are going to make the spine for this. And I want it to totally blend in with the whole thing. So I'm just going to use a piece of this paper. So I have my paper I'm going to use. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my ruler. So I'm going to go through here and mark every 1.5. So it'll be 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, 6.5, 8, 9, 8, that way. And you're going to mark it all the way up to, so we're going to go all the way up to 19.5. So we'll probably need about 21 centimeters total. And we're going to go all the way, we're going to mark 19.5. And after that, we can cut off this. So what I'm going to do is make a mark at 21 and cut off the extra paper that we're not going to need for this, because there's no point in having all the extra paper that we don't. I don't want to mark it on that side though. I'm going to mark it on the side that I'm not going to make, because I want it to disappear. I don't want it to be, you know, something that's right there in your face the whole time. I'm just going to mark it off. I want it to be straight though. You ever do your ruler and then realize the line you drew with the ruler is crooked? That's not though. So I'm going to cut off this section and this little tippy thing here, and then we're going to get to marking. So I'll be right. Okay, so I've got it cut down. It's 21 centimeters, which is perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. So it's 21 centimeters this way. There we go. Now, I have a piece of newspaper here, and you may be, why do you have a piece of newspaper? Because I don't have any cutting mats. And so what I'm going to do is use this for the cushiony part so I can mark off each centimeter and a half. Because that's what we do, right? We make do, overcome, conquer, whatever. And I'm just going to go, and like I said, every centimeter and a half, I'm going to mark a fold line, because these are our fold lines. Okay, so there we go. I don't know if you can tell, but they're all there. You can kind of see them. So this is where we're going to fold, but we're not going to fold all the same way. Not like you think. We're going to fold the end one down here. We're going to fold it forward like that, and then the next two lines we're going to fold backward, so it'll be forward 1, backward 2. So forward 1, backward 2. So I've done backward 2 now, so now we're going to go forward 1 like that. And it gets a little weird, that's okay. And then backward 2, backward 2, and then forward 1, and then come forward 1. And I'll show you why we're doing it so weird in just a minute. So just keep doing forward 1, backward 2 until you get to the end. The first crease you come to, you're going to glue like that. Here's the crease. We're going to glue it together. Ridge on the back. I'm on the back, and I did it this way too so you could tell which side I'm on, because the flowers are the back. So we're going to put our glue, and we're gluing our ridges together here. And you can push it down, and rub it together like that. And then this one goes up. There we go. And on the front, it looks like that, okay? And on the back, it's gonna have this flat section to glue down to our journal. So the next one, we skip that ridge and we go to the next, valley. So we skip the ridge, go to the next valley, make the valley in your hand. And then just put your glue in there really well. Okay, just like that. And I'm just doing on the front, I'm just pressing it together really good. Okay, and there we go. Now you skip the ridge, you go to the valley. So we're just gluing every valley together here. And the reason we're doing this is so it has a nice flat base to attach to the body of the journal, to the spine, because if it's bumpy, it doesn't connect really well. You gotta kind of fold it together, kind of push it. There we go. Find that valley, last valley, and we're gonna glue it down. Flip it over, it's easier to get them all set. And if you want more pages than this, you can make more for sure, up to you. These are also pages, so we need to do this one this way. We're gonna make 2 more pages, holders. I'm just folding the ends back because I want to make 1 more place to glue. There we go. So now I've got another valley to glue together there, which is what we're gonna do. So we scored at every 1.5 centimeters, and then we folded the first score forward, the next 2 backwards, then forwards, then the next 2 backwards. And then on the back, when you turn it over, you glue all the valleys together. And this just makes it easier to attach to your journal. And you end up with your spine. This is going to be your spine. You can tell my things were off, but that's okay. We're not going to worry about it. Then what you do is you attach this into your journal. You take your spine, you fit it in there. Then each of the ridges will hold a page or 2. Okay? So now we're going to attach the spine in, and it's going to be easier because we made everything on the back flat, and you can just fit it in just like that. So it's a simple way. I'll write it all down in the directions because it can be totally confusing. It doesn't have to be perfect. You actually don't even have to mark them at every 1.5 centimeters if you don't want to, but if you like being exact, I would do it. If you don't care, then don't worry about it. But see, now you have a nice flat surface to glue down. So we're going to put our glue. And I'm going to cut off what hangs over. So let me get all the glue in here. Okay, and you just press it down, and we're going to let it dry for just a minute, and we'll be back after that dries. And we have 4, you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages to that. You can make them bigger if you want. Now let me trim off this part down here, and I'm going to add probably a little tape in here too, just to make sure. There we go. Now we're just going to fluff all of our page holders up, glue this little bit down over here, and let it dry for a minute. I will be right back while that dries. Okay guys, while this dries, actually it's pretty much already dried, but while we let this finish drying, what we're going to do is just make sure it's in these creases really well, because when it closes, I want it to stay put. And I think I'm gonna add a little more glue on this side. And that's how it will look once it's all attached. Now, what we're going to do is make our pages for this. So let me get my paper that we're going to use. And this is where we're going to use some of our solids. I thought that would be pretty. And I might use a couple of my flowered pages as well. I might use purple page. And maybe a dark page. I think those will be pretty to use. And our pages are going to stand up like that. So this is a very ruler intensive project. It's just kind of not what I normally do. This is why it's formal. So I want it 6 by 9. So I'm going to cut my page down. I'm going to fold some things over to 7 by 10. So I'm going to do 10 long, 7 wide. And you'll see why I'm not doing 6 by 9 just a second. You don't have to cut it down to 7. Just cut it to 10. And you end up with this. Now what we're going to do is fold the bottom up. And you want to fold it up. You can fold it up 1 inch if you want. 1/2 inch, whatever you're comfortable doing. And then we're gonna and then what you're going to do is fold it in half. Okay. Like that. And then this is going to be our page, but we may have to cut it down a little more. And there's 2 ways you can attach it. You could leave this side open and attach it like that if you wanted to. Or you can do it like... So I cut my page down some because I want things to pop out of it. So first I cut my page down to 7.5 length. It's a good size. I'll be able to have some stuff sticking out. Now, second, we folded the bottom in 1 inch. I came on the sides, folded them in 1/4 to 1/2 inch, then tucked it where that side fold went under the bottom fold. So that's going to be our page or our pocket, okay? And then I'm going to attach it with this seam side down. I'll glue this all together, and then I will attach it to my spine with the seam side down so I have a nice clean spine poking up in my journal. Now I have a good pocket, but we're not done here. First though, we've got to go make the rest of our pockets. And what I'm going to do is use a mixture of solids and my floral paper with the pattern on the back. And I'm going to mix it up a little bit. So I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to make 8 pockets for this. 1 page on each side. So I've got it on this side of the spine thing, and I'll put it on the other side of the same one. So there'll be 2 pages per little spine ridge. Okay? I know it's kind of confusing, but in the end it comes together. It comes together. A friend of mine did this, and she was showing me. She doesn't do YouTube or any of that, but she gave me permission to do this. And it's really cool. Hers was much better than mine. But I told her I would try because I am not a measure girly, and she is a very much measure girly. But this one too, I'm reminded as I'm working on this, because we're using scrapbook papers and all of that, besides the cardboard that is the cover, everything is acid free, paper wise. Like I said, this is very formal. I normally don't do very formal, but I thought hers was so beautiful and I wanted to bring it to you guys. So, and you can put your page, because I cut this one shorter, I'm going to put it at the end. And it's going to be, you know, I'll have room for stuff to really stick out. Of course, you can make your pockets full size, even smaller. And I'm also going to jazz up the size a little bit, just so you can see how many different variations of this you can make. But this is our first pocket. Now, I'm going to go make, let's see, what did I say? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to go make 7 more different sizes. And so let's do it. The next pocket, I'm going to go ahead and use the purple because it's right here and I can just use it. This one, I'm going to make like a wallet pocket. So it's going to be long and thin. I'm going to just fold it up about, no, I'm going to go a little farther because I'm going to fold in the edges some. So I'm going to go about right there, which I'll measure on this 12 by 12 how far I went in just a second. Just let me get it folded. Okay. So I folded at the 7.5 mark. That's where my fold is. Now I'm going to come in and cut this hangy off piece off. So let's get it in our paper cutter here. Line it up so I can cut it off. Oops, line it up straight so it's fairly straight. I know, I have a lot of respect for everybody that's this intense with their measurements all the time, because I am not. We're going to save this for another thing. So this is going to be our long pocket, or our wallet pocket. So to make it a wallet pocket, I would just trim it to fit on the page and fold in the ends. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a wallet pocket. So on this end, I'm going to fold it in about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. I'm not measuring. You can measure. I would say 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Then I'm going to bring this fold back here, crease it again, make sure it's all still nice and lined up. And then I'm going to get my journal over here, and I'm going to measure where the end of my journal is on it. And then I'm just going to cut it across the bottom there. Open this back up, fold this down however far I folded the other end, 1/4, 1/2, 1/4, whatever you like. So now I have a wallet pocket that will hold a lot of stuff, because look at all that room, because we made our gussets on the side. So that's another pocket, and we're going to decorate all these too. But first, let's just go ahead and make all of our pages or pockets, whatever you want to call them, for our journal. Next, I'm going to grab a piece of my flower paper. What kind of pocket should we make? I'm going to make a file folder pocket next with a tab, but what I'm going to do is make a file folder flower pocket with a little bit of the blue showing, because I like my pattern on the top. You can use other papers, whatever you want. Okay, so this is going to be our folder, and it's just going to be that. we're going to leave it just like that. All I did was round the corners up there. Okay, this one we're going to make super slim. And we're not going to gusset the edges on this one. So we'll trim this one, trim it down because it's just going to be this side. We're not going to add a gusset to it. We'll glue the side and the bottom. So some of these are fancy pockets, some of these are not, and that's great. You could do your pockets all the same. I think my friend said she does hers like all the same, but I'm not gonna do that. I wanted them somewhat different, so that's what we're gonna do, which is fine. Oh, let me measure down 9. So this one is gonna be this type of pocket. So we have this long type of pocket. We have a wallet pocket right here. We have a short pocket right there. And then we have a file folder right there. So that's 4. I'm going to make an envelope and a bag. So I'm going to crease, oh, no. There we go. Oh, I'm going to cut this in half. I'm not going to measure. I'm just cutting it down some so it's more manageable for an envelope. There we go. Now, I have 2 size envelopes and they're about equal, which is amazing. Now for the closure, I'm just going to cut off the white part that I always forget to do. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to fold it, the corners in to the center till they meet. And then I'll crease that, glue those down, fold over, and there we have a simple envelope. So all you have to do is, you can do 2 things here. You can glue these down and leave this open, or you can, of course, glue the sides and have a true envelope to add in. I'm going to do that. Next is the bag. And for our bag, I'm going to fold it exactly in half. Crease it. Trim it up. And cut it. And I'm not really sure if I was down the center or not. I think so. Okay, now for our bag, it's going to be this side. And I'm going to fold it like that. So I'm just folding the bottom up to the top, but ignoring this. Oops, but I did it. There we go. Crease, and it's gonna be a bag, but hold on, we're not done yet. We're gonna cut off the white part across the top. And we're going to make sure we're lined up. Perfect, okay. We're going to use our leftover spine, because remember I trimmed it up. There was a reason I didn't cut it all the way off the first time. And I'm going to put some of these little gussets on my bag here. So I'm going to put that in the middle there, just to give a little expansion power. It doesn't have to expand like crazy, just a little bit. And this is again what I cut off from my earlier one, right in the center. It'll just give my bag a little opening ability. So I'm going to show you with this one, because this one's a little different than what we've been doing. Okay. So first, I'm going to get my double-sided tape. And I'm going to tape my little gussets down. To the side of my little bag here. Right in the middle, just so I get a little, lift. I don't want a lot of lift, just a little. About in the same place. Okay, same thing. I don't want a lot of lift, just a little. Then I'm going to put the tape on the top of the gusset and tape it to this page, the front of our bag. But I'm also going to put tape down here at the bottom on each side. I'm not doing the top part yet. Hang on. I'm not going to do this part yet. Guys, this is going to be a really useful journal once we get it all built. But it takes a long time. And we still have to decorate. Okay. Now, once you get your bag fairly closed, open it up, and there you go. There's your bag, pocket, whatever you want to call it. Now, the part that we didn't tape down, I'm going to fold down so you don't see it, the gussets, but right above those, like that. And then you fold this other side down the same way, and you can glue it down, or you can glue just the ends down to have like tuck spots, which is what we're gonna do. And I'm just gonna put a little piece of tape on each upper corner. Then we'll have a tuck spot on either side of our bag that we can use. Because the point is to get as much mixed media items in here, to get as much tags, journal cards, whatever you want to put. Okay. And there's our tuck. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side. And it breaks up all the blue pattern with our pretty flowers. I call it a little bag. You can call it a big pocket if you want. Whatever you want to call it, but there we go. And because we put the gussets in, it's really a nice size. Okay, now how are we going to attach this in our journal? Well, you can do it just like everything else. Attach it at the back side or the front side. What I thought I would do, I'm going to do this one a little differently. I'm going to take one of these ends that I just cut off and use it as a border on the bottom, but it's going to be what attaches to my bag. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to take my double-sided tape and attach it to this piece right here. This is called not wasting any inch of the paper, which is fine. And I'm going to attach this first to my bag at the very bottom, and I'm just going to do it on the tippy edge. Okay, like that. Then I'm going to unstick it from the tray. I'm going to bring over the journal, and I like this so much. This guy's going to go in the very front, and I'm just going to attach him to the pocket, to the spine ridge, just like that. And there we go. That's the first one. Pretty cool, right? Now let's go ahead and put in our second one just to make it fun and start to bring it together for you guys a little bit. So here's our first page we made, our tall pocket. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to put it on here the same way. But first we have to glue this shut or tape it shut. So we're going to open it up. And I'm just going to put my tape down right there and on this side only. Doesn't have to be on both sides. But guys, don't forget, open this up. Okay. But we do, okay. So now just take this tape off. Take this tape, take the backing off, not the tape. Take the backing off both those and fold your pocket over. Do it like that and then open it up, and boy, you have a nice pocket there as well. Come back to our little journal now. That's the front one. Let's put this on the back, or you could do it hanging out the side, but it's a little long. So I'm going to do it on the side here. And remember, I'm putting the side with this not pretty edge inside. So I'm going to put a piece of double-sided tape just along this front side. And I want it as close to the tippy edge as I can get. And don't worry, we're going to come back and decorate these in a minute. I just wanted to show you how I'm going to attach all the fun pockets we just made. And then I'm going to go off camera and make a couple of more fun pockets. And then we'll start decorating. And there we go. There we go. And that's how you're going to do every little ridge in there. And you have one pocket, a big pocket. Now we're going to go in and do the rest of our ridges. And I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So this is the finished. You could take it as far as you want. But I tried to give you a lot of ideas. So this is our little square pocket with the paper folded over. Has gussets inside, so it's a nice big pocket. You could also use, let's get a piece of cardboard. You could also, whoops, you could also tuck things up under here like that for a tuck spot. And then of course it's a really deep pocket, so you could get a lot of larger things in here. Now this is the one where we did 2 belly bands and a pocket, plus there's a pocket up here at the top. It's a nice big pocket. This was the first one we made. It's really deep in there, like I will lose this if I let go. And then we have the belly band 1, the belly band 2, and then the pocket at the bottom as well. And you could even stick something half in like that if you wanted to, and hide it behind that like that, and then come in with something behind the second belly band into the pocket, and then something into the pocket itself, and layer it up like that. Then this is our wallet type pocket. Nice big wallet. You could fill it. You could put a pocket on here. You could put more pockets back here if you wanted to. Back here, this is our file folder. You could put loose papers in here. You could poke some holes and get some of those metal brads and attach paper in there if you wanted to. I had it paper clipped just so if I stick something in here, the paper clip's gonna hold it closed. So that's something neat to do as well. This is a pocket on the front. It's a tuck spot at the top and a pocket at the bottom. But if you take that out, open up the maroon, it's also a very large pocket. Like this is a large tag and it still is not hitting the bottom. And again, it's a pocket here and a tuck spot there. I have all the room on the back. This is the front of our envelope we made. And of course, you can stick a lot in your envelope if you want to. These are 3 separate pockets that I made here. This one's a deep, this one's a little deep, and this one's just a little pocket. This one is also like a photo frame on the front here. You could put a photo in here. You could just put a journaling card, whatever you wanted to. Except make sure you don't glue your sides down, which is what I did. So this could be a photo frame for a journaling card or whatever. And then this comes out. And of course, this is a pocket at the top here. So you have a pocket there, and then this could be a belly band right there, and then it's also a pocket right there. And then the bottom one is also a pocket. There we go. So you have 3 pockets. They're each individual. They move separate of each other. And then you have room for one more page on the back too. I just was trying to get done. Long video. That's your envelope. Again, I think those turned out cute. So anyway, this is the formal one. As you can tell, I used only scrapbook papers to create this. I had the purple pack with the variations of purple and burgundy. I bought 10 of these floral sheets, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 left. So if you wanted to make something similar, the same size, this is a 6 by 9. And I used it quite a bit. I made pockets. I made the spine. I covered the inside and outside. And I made a lot, even the decor and belly bands and stuff. So I have 4 sheets left. So you can get away with getting 6 if you want to do something similar. Now, if you want to see this more in the junk journal style, but still the same concept with lots of pockets, cool, maybe different pockets than we normally use, you know, let me know. It would be signatures and they would be sewn in. But again, they would have these different elements to them. But I kind of think this is cool because it is so different than a junk journal. And there's a lot of storage in here. You could add, you know, more pages. You could make your spine bigger. Whatever you wanted to do for yours. I just wanted to give you the inspiration for your creativity. Guys, these are awesome gel pens, not sponsored. They're just really smooth. So I'll link them below if you're looking for a good gel pen set. You get 16. It says 4 new colors, and plus you get cool packaging that you can repurpose the packaging if you like black and white graphics or full color. I mean, just a great set of pens. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure and give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button with that little bell so you'll know exactly when all of our videos post. Remember, that doesn't mean they're going to spam you with a lot of notifications. You'll get one notification that new videos are up on our channel, and then you can decide whether you watch them all or not. But at least you'll know when they post. I'm excited. I hope you loved this video today. It was really fun. It just took a long time, but there was a lot of detail to it. Our next video will be on Monday. Don't forget, check out those gel pens if you're looking for a good colored ink pen to use. They really are good. I use G2s normally, so when I got those, because G2 just doesn't have that range of colors. Anyway, thanks again for being here. And remember, if you want to see a more relaxed kind of junk journal style of this same journal, though it sort of won't be the same. Remember, if you want to see a junk journal version of this, let me know. Comment more relaxed. Comment junk journal version down in the comments.